His Majesty in his royal person came to the house, attended with a great multitude of men, armed in warlike manner, to the great terror and disturbance of the members then sitting. His Majesty, having placed himself in the Speaker's chair, demanded of them the persons of the said members to be delivered unto him, which is a high breach of the rights and privileges of Parliament, and inconsistent with the liberties and freedom thereof. Afterwards, His Majesty did issue forth several warrants under his own hand, for the apprehension of the persons of the said members, which by law he cannot do, there being not all this time any legal charge or accusation or due process of law issued against them. The arresting of the said members or any of them, or of any other member of Parliament, by any warrant whatsoever without a legal proceeding against them, and without consent of that House whereof such person is a member, is against the liberty of the subject, and a breach of privilege of Parliament. And the person which shall arrest any of these persons, or any other members of the Parliament, is declared a public enemy of the Commonwealth. And whereas the said members, upon report of the coming of the said soldiers, papists and others, in the warlike and hostile manner aforesaid did absent themselves from the house, for avoiding the great and many inconveniences which otherwise apparently might have happened, since which time a printed paper in the form of a proclamation, bearing date the 6th day of January, hath issued out, for the apprehending and imprisoning of them, therein suggesting that through the conscience of their own guilt they were absent and fled, not willing to submit themselves to justice. We do further declare that the said printed paper is false, scandalous and illegal, and that notwithstanding the said printed paper or any warrant issued out, they may and ought to attend the said House of Commons, and that it is lawful for all persons whatsoever to lodge, harbour or converse with them or any of them, and whosoever shall be questioned for the same shall be under the protection and privilege of Parliament. And we do further declare that the publishing of several articles purporting a form of a charge of high treason against Lord Kimbolton, one of the members of the Lord's House, and against the said members and others, and elsewhere in the King's name, was a high breach of the privilege of Parliament, a great scandal to His Majesty and his government, a seditious act manifestly tending to the subversion of the peace of the kingdom, and an injury and dishonour to the said members, there being no legal charge or accusation against them. That the privileges of Parliament and the liberties of the subject so violated and broken cannot be fully and sufficiently vindicated unless His Majesty will be graciously pleased to discover the names of those persons who advised His Majesty to issue out several warrants under His Majesty's own hand to apprehend the said members. And this House doth further declare that all such persons as have given any counsel or endeavoured to set or maintain division or dislike between the King and Parliament are declared public enemies of the state and peace of this kingdom, and shall be inquired of and proceeded against accordingly.